There is an ancient Greek proverb that carries a wisdom deeper than time itself. A society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in. Think about that for a moment. Imagine a man, weathered by years, kneeling in the soil. His hands, rough and aged, press a small seed into the earth. He waters it. He nurtures it. He cares for it, knowing full well that he will never live to see it in its full glory. He will never rest beneath its shade, never taste its fruit, never hear the laughter of children playing beneath its branches. And yet, he plants the tree anyway. Why? Because he understands something most people do not. He understands that greatness is not about what we take from the world, but what we give to it. That true success is not measured by what we gain in our lifetime, but by what we leave behind for those who come after us. The power of a selfless act. In today's world, we are often told to focus on the now, to chase success, to accumulate wealth, to build our own comfort. And while there is nothing wrong with ambition, the question we must ask ourselves is this: what are we building that will outlast us? Because the truth is, the greatest things in this world were not built for instant gratification. They were built by people who understood the importance of legacy. They were built by those who planted trees they would never sit under. Think of the great cathedrals of Europe. Many of them took centuries to complete. The architects who designed them never saw their visions fully realized. The craftsmen who laid the first stones never saw the final masterpiece. And yet, they built them anyway, knowing that future generations would marvel at their beauty. Think of the scientists and inventors who dedicated their lives to discoveries they knew they would never fully see in action. Jonas Salk, the man who developed the polio vaccine, refused to patent it. He could have become incredibly wealthy. Instead, he chose to give it away to the world, ensuring that millions of lives would be saved. Think of leaders who fought for justice, for equality, for human rights, not because they would see the change in their lifetime, but because they believed in a better future. These are the people who understood the wisdom of the ancient Greeks. They were the ones who planted trees for others to enjoy. What are you building? Now ask yourself, what trees are you planting? What are you doing today that will benefit the generations to come? Because here's the truth. Everything you do leaves an impact. Every choice you make, every action you take, sends ripples through time. If you are a parent, you are planting seeds in the hearts and minds of your children. The lessons you teach them, the love you give them, will shape their future, and through them, the future of the world. If you are a teacher, your influence extends far beyond the classroom. The knowledge you pass down, the encouragement you offer, the belief you instill in your students, those things will live on in them long after they leave your care. If you are a leader, an entrepreneur, an artist, whatever your role in life, your work has the power to create something bigger than yourself. So, are you building something that will outlast you? Or are you only focused on what serves you in this moment? The illusion of instant gratification. In a world of instant gratification, it is easy to forget the power of long-term thinking. We live in an age where everything is expected to be immediate. Instant success, instant wealth, instant results. But the most valuable things in life do not come instantly. Great relationships take time to build. Great careers take years of dedication. Great societies are not built in a day. They are built through generations of effort, sacrifice, and vision. The strongest trees are not the ones that grow overnight. They are the ones that take decades to mature, their roots deep, their trunks sturdy, their branches wide enough to shelter many. If we want to create something truly meaningful, we must be willing to think beyond ourselves. We must be willing to invest in things that may not pay off immediately, but will create a lasting impact. A life of purpose, not just profit. In the end, what matters is not how much we have accumulated, but how much we have contributed. No one is remembered for how much money they made. They are remembered for the lives they touched, the differences they made, the values they stood for. The greatest people in history, the ones whose names we still speak today, were not necessarily the richest. They were the ones who built something greater than themselves. And you have that same opportunity. Every day, you have the chance to plant seeds. You have the chance to invest in others, to create something meaningful, to build a future that is brighter, stronger, and better than the one you were born into, becoming a tree planter. So, how do you become someone who plants trees for the next generation? Think beyond yourself. Start making decisions not just for your own gain, but for the benefit of others, whether in your career, your family, or your community. Ask yourself, how can I contribute to something bigger than myself? Be willing to work without immediate reward. Understand that not everything will bring you instant success or recognition. Be willing to invest in things that may take years, even decades, to bear fruit. Mentor and teach. Pass on your knowledge, your wisdom, and your experience. Help others grow. Guide those who come after you so they can reach even greater heights. Build something that lasts. Whether it is a business, an idea, a movement, or simply a way of life, create something that will stand the test of time. Make kindness and generosity your legacy. In the end, it is not what we take, but what we give that defines us. Choose to be the person who gives more than they take. The shade of the trees. We plant. One day, long after we are gone, someone will sit beneath the shade of the trees we planted. They will enjoy the benefits of our work, our sacrifices, our vision. They may never know our names. They may never see our faces, but they will feel the impact of what we did. And that is what makes a life truly meaningful. So today, I ask you, what trees will you plant? What will you leave behind for the generations to come? Because in the end, our true measure of success is not found in what we gain, but in what we give. A society grows great when we plant trees, not for ourselves, but for the future. And that, my friends, is the definition of true greatness.